What's up, guys? Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Juice live stream for NFL Divisional Saturday. Matt Perrault with you. How are you? I'm the host of the Daily Juice here on bettingpros.com on our Betting Pros YouTube channel, and we are here for two games, two very big games. We've got prop bets, we've got questions, and look, I'm here for 30 minutes, so I'm going to give you the information that we normally give you guys. We will get some updated information from FanDuel hopefully here in the next couple of moments as to where they are with money. That email should pop somewhere around like 8:15 or so. You are going to see the plays over here in case you did not listen to the Daily Juice podcast this morning. Why not? But if it's not here, the plays, I'll explain them, why I'm going that way. I will talk to you a bit about the prop bets. Here's a little tease. Here's a tease. We got graphics. How about that? Graphics. I'll give you them here in a second. Don't worry. So you guys can go and play some prop bets if you want. Coming up today, we got a little fancy today for the divisional weekend for us. All right, let's start with the plays, and then we will get into the prop bets, and then we'll get to the money, where the money is going. So as of right now, we are not seeing any line movement. It is all the same, and it's just cemented. And that's tough because that means the books don't want to go to 3 because they think 3 is the number, and they don't want to go to 7 because I think 7's the number. So I'm going to pay some juice, and I'm going to make some plays kind of off of it and give myself also a little bit of an insurance policy on one of the legs for the teaser. So let's start with Rams and the Packers today. We will watch Cooper Kupp. If anybody sees Cooper Kupp being active today, please let me know. Say yes or no for Cooper Kupp playing. I like the Rams anyway, but Cooper Kupp, if he's playing, I'm really excited to see what happens to the offense to move the chains. They just got to keep the football away from Aaron Rodgers, right? Keep the football. Cam Akers, run the ball, run the rock, keep possession, keep it away, bleed the clock, shorten the game, limit possessions, double team either Devontae Adams or go ahead and double team Devontae Adams or double team MBS. We'll see what the strategy is going to be, how they're going to handle it, what they do with the tight end position for the Packers, what do you do with the running game for the Packers. There's a lot going on here. Aaron Donald, obviously his injury, we're very concerned about him. If he has a cracked rib or bruised ribs, which one is it? It's a big difference. He's a very strong, fast, physical defensive lineman. He'll be constantly getting hit all day long. Not like a quarterback where you take 1 or 2 hits on that rib and it's sore, but you don't constantly have to get hit by it. We saw Aaron Donald having a tough time drawing breath in the last game against Seattle, so that's pretty significant. We'll watch that. But I have taken the 6.5, and I'm buying the half a point to 7. On this very live stream, 1 week ago, told you that the Washington football team against Tampa, the number was 9. If they got to 9, they saw big money come in. So 9 here in Vegas, and you saw 100,000, 200,000. Big money coming in on 9. Where did the game land? 8. Okay, 7's the number for the first game. 3 is the number for the second game. These lines are stupid sharp. Okay, these guys right now, they've got this nailed. This is very, very hard. You can get burned badly in the playoffs. You really can. And as we go through, we will probably look to props a little bit more. We'll back here tomorrow for the 2 games tomorrow. We'll be on next Sunday for the 2 games in the championship, and then back obviously for the Super Bowl. But, we'll start to not limit the plays, but you got to be a little careful, or at least you got to prepare yourself that you could wind up getting yourself beat pretty badly this weekend. I wasn't planning on having as much in action as I do today, but if you know with the Daily Juice, we've got a play here on the main event for the UFC card today over in Abu Dhabi. I've got a couple of plays in college basketball. I'm eyeballing 2 other plays in college basketball, and I'm eyeballing a hockey play for tonight as well. And look, this is why the Discord chat is really cool, and I know some of you guys have no interest in being involved in a chat room. I understand that, okay? But if you sign up for the Daily Juice and you're in the Daily Juice Discord chat, bettingpros.com/chat, if you're in there, I at everyone plays that I add. And I've got plays. Look, Michigan plays against Minnesota coming up here in 3 hours. The line's 5.5. It's coming down. It was 6. Now it's 5.5. I don't know what to do with that game. I got to go do some more research and kind of bang around with it. I want to lay the points with Michigan, but there's a big letdown spot potential. Alabama's playing Arkansas. Bama is -2.5. Big win last time out. We were on them. We didn't take Michigan. I should have taken Michigan, but I'm eyeballing and going, that line. A lot of people like Arkansas to win that game outright today. They think Bama may have a letdown, so I'm eyeballing that game. Vegas Golden Knights. They went 3 goals were scored in the first period. We're back with a first period over for them and the Ducks tonight. Right? -135. A little expensive, but not that expensive. Last year, the Vegas Golden Knights, I believe, first period overs opened up 10-1 for Vegas. So maybe Anaheim comes out flying. And if it's Marc-Andre Fleury, I love the over because he probably gives up one in the first period. Vegas probably gets one in the first period, and it's a 1-1, and we cash. So there's that whole thing. Remember, there's a big controversy. We haven't even talked about this on the Daily Juice, but we will at some point. There's a big controversy going on right now in gambling Twitter for hockey. And I was like, what? But yeah, about starting goaltender. So Pete DeBoer here in Vegas made the announcement that he is not going to declare his starting goaltender ever. Like, you're going to find out when the guys go on the ice, and you'll have to guess who he's going to wind up starting. And that's got a lot of people angry. The books want it to be declared. The books want an actual, like, a time, a start time, like the NFL, active, inactive. They want, like, at this time, you're going to declare who the goaltender is. A lot of gamblers, professionals, do not want that. They like the edge you get when you think it's one guy or the public thinks it's one guy and it's the other guy. There's that whole dynamic. But you would think that Marc-Andre Fleury would play today. He didn't play in the first one. That was Robin Lehner. You would think it would be Marc-Andre Fleury going tonight, but we won't really know for a while. So that's why I haven't bet it, and it's why we're going to wait and see and let the beat writers hopefully uncover who's going to start tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. If it is going to be Marc-Andre Fleury, first period over will probably be a play. So anyways, the Discord chat is where we go with that. Okay, Discord, bettingpros.com/chat is the invite. It's free. I'll never charge you anything. You'll never get it from me whatsoever, so don't ever think like, man, I'm not paying. Nah, it's free, dude. Free, okay? Easy, simple. Just sign up for it. We have nearly 3,000 people who are in that thing. At any given time, this morning, it was really kind of cool. At 7:30 this morning, Pacific time, there were 150 people in the Daily Juice Discord chat. I was like, this is cool. It's 7:30 in the morning, 10:30 Eastern time. You guys are already up banging around looking at games and breaking down games, and it's a pretty cool community. So you guys know it. You're here on this live stream. So anyways, I believe the Rams run the ball effectively today. The weather, I'm looking at a live shot right now of Lambeau. It's good. I mean, it's windy, breezy, and it's cold. Okay, it's Lambeau Field. It's Wisconsin in January. It's cold. But there's no real weather to talk about in terms of like snow or rain or whatever. At least of right now, looking at, here we are, a couple hours in kickoff. I am very interested, personally, very curious to see about Cooper Kupp and the ability for him to pick up first downs. If he plays, I think the Rams could win this game outright. Now, I've got a future on the Packers to win the Super Bowl, okay? So I don't really want the Rams to win this game, but I think 7 points is too heavy. I have this game 24-20. I think the Packers win. This idea that the Packers are going to destroy the Rams has percolated through the sports betting public community, and people are betting on this game like it's already happened. Yesterday, and FanDuel has not updated their numbers yet, 86% of the money as of yesterday was coming in on the Green Bay Packers at FanDuel. 86% of the money. That is an enormous amount of money on -6.5. Okay? And the books haven't reacted. They didn't blink. They weren't, no one's panicking. No book is like, crap, we got to go to 7. They're not doing that. When that happens, you have to smell a skunk. You have to go, wait, why? It doesn't always play out like that, okay? There's been plenty of examples, and you guys can point it out quickly, of, wait, Matt, you said that before, and look, it was a blowout. And yeah, I mean, closing line value, there's a big argument as to like how valuable that is, but I do believe in it, okay? You want closing line value. You want the best game, the best line. Numbers matter. And so if you bet it early when a line first pops, opening line, that can be great. You got the best number. Closing line value, you can get the worst. You can get the last thing. I wonder what is going to happen here for just how the public is expecting this game and if the books go to 7 here within the next couple of hours. And do they want to go to 7? Because, again, I think 7's the number. That's why I paid the juice. Minus 130, paid the juice. Rams plus 7. Now, to the afternoon evening game. Cold night in Buffalo. All right. Somebody on Twitter just asked me, the wind's a factor in Buffalo. 20-mile-per-hour winds affect enough to affect the game. I don't know. Not really. But, again, I want weather in Buffalo. I want wind. I want snow. I want rain. I want nasty. The nastier the game, the better it is for my Ravens play. Ravens are going to run the ball down the throats of the Buffalo Bills. They're not going to stop them. They're just not. You're not stopping Lamar. You're not stopping the running attack. They're going to move the ball on the ground, and that's why a lot of people like the under. Don't hate it. I'm not playing totals at all today. Nope. I want no part of the totals today. But I am very interested and very excited to see how Lamar Jackson plays today. I like Lamar Jackson in this game a lot. And again, I get to, like I said last night on the Daily Juice, I get to find out whether my prediction, my thought on the Bills being a warmer weather style of football team plays out. The worse the weather, the more likely it is that team has a tough time. They need to throw the football. The knee for Cole Beasley is a big story. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see how he figures out if he can get out there and play in the nasty weather. So I just think it's going to be interesting to see how the Ravens or the Bills, how they approach the Ravens running attack and how they try to stop Lamar Jackson, and does Lamar throw the ball well? If he throws over the top, Hollywood Brown, the tight ends, let's see. But I bought the half a point. The number's 3. Books don't want to go to it. They're just moving the juice, not the number. So the more bets they get on the on the Bills, they're just moving the Ravens' juice up. I saw it at even money last night. You may be able to get it at plus money, 2.5 plus money. They do not want to go to 3. They think 3 is the number. That's the signal they are making. So because of that, I have taken a teaser approach to the Green Bay game to give myself a little cushion here, okay? So like I mentioned, you got 86% of the money on Green Bay minus 6.5. What happens if you guys are right? What happens if the public's right? What happens to everyone who's been standing on tables and saying Green Bay, Green Bay, Green Bay? What happens if they're right? All right, if they're right and I'm wrong, I'm teasing Green Bay down to a half a point. Green Bay, just win the game, okay? Green Bay, playoffs, win the game. Ravens at plus 2.5. I like the Ravens to win the game outright. I'll take the 3 points. I will sprinkle money line, but then I will go ahead and tease the Ravens up to 8.5. And my teaser for one unit is Green Bay, half a point, Ravens plus 8.5. It is everyone's teaser today. This is, the books need one of those two things. They need either a Bills blowout or they need a Green Bay Packers loss to the Rams to knock off that teaser. Everyone's doing it. Now, I think they would rather have the Ravens win the game, but the number, it's not crazy, okay? Money line's 50-50. 69% of the money and 68% of the bets as of yesterday were on Buffalo minus 2.5. It looks like BetMGM may have gone to 3. So looking at the board here, let me double check on that. Is that accurate? They went to 3. No. Okay, so odds, Number Fire has got BetMGM at 3. I don't think that's right. Looking at Vegas Insider, the data that they scrape, I don't think it's at 3. Tell me if anyone has BetMGM open. I don't want to go through it all of it, enter my password and whatnot. But if you have, if you can open up, let me know if BetMGM is there. Under and Ravens Bills. Okay, Dan Harris, what are you doing in the chat? My gosh, don't be distracting me. We have one of your Dan Harris props. Speaking of Dan Harris, we'll go to that here in a second. Under, no, gosh, no. Under, look, I don't care. I'm not touching totals today, okay? I'm just not. Even tomorrow, I'm not touching them. I can see an underplay tomorrow on Browns Chiefs. I can see an under. But, yeah, I mean, betting unders in Chiefs games is like a heart attack. So I want no part of that. I do like this, though. Somebody talked to me about this yesterday, about if you want to play totals, if you're desperate to play totals, you could tease them both today. You could tease At 45.5, you could tease the Green Bay Packers and the Rams down to 39.5, and tease the Ravens and the Bills down to 43.5, and take the over on both. I might do that before kickoff, depending on how froggy I want to get, but that's not bad. Okay, that's not a bad way if you want to play the totals to tease those two games and pull them down. And because I think the Rams Packers total is perfect, right? I mean, 45.5, that is spot on. Bills and the Ravens, that game might get to be more high scoring, but again, that's where the number was last week. Pretty much, it's 49.5. We had 51.5 last week, and I played the over for the Bills and the. I'm blanking on the Bills played last week. It wasn't the Titans when the Bills played. Whatever. I'm forgetting who they beat. Whatever. But the Bills, it was 51.5. We had 51. Okay, so. I mean, that's how sharp these numbers are. They're right there for that. All right, so let's do, speaking of our friend Dan Harris, look at that. Look at that. We got graphics. Here are the graphics for our prop bets today. Quarter unit and all four of those like we have talked about, okay? So, Saturday divisional rounds. The first one, Devin Singletary. That is a Dan Harris play, okay? I have bet it too. That's a Dan Harris play. Over 65.5 yards rushing and receiving for Devin Singletary, because you think the Bills are going to try to force feed him the football. They know they got to run the ball. They know they have to run the ball. So here we go. They got to run the ball, and they got to try to find swing passes or screen passes. Singletary, no Moss, so he's going to get a heavy workload here. So Devin Singletary over rushing and receiving yards at 65.5. That's not that hard of a number to overcome, even though we know they throw the ball a lot and they look to Josh Allen to run. So that's our first prop. Second prop, Lamar Jackson, anytime touchdown. I know people don't like anytime touchdowns. However, in the red zone, I mean, who else are they going to go to? I know they've got a stable of running backs and they got tight ends and whatnot, but their first option, the first read, like for a first and goal from the 5, the first read is a Lamar Jackson run, okay? It's just there's a bunch of things we can do here, okay, with this. So I'm going anytime touchdown prop, Lamar Jackson plus 105, anytime touchdown prop. I think he could catch it, for goodness sakes. I mean, anytime touchdown for Lamar Jackson. He's the number one weapon in the game. He's a bigger weapon than Josh Allen. Anytime touchdown prop, Lamar Jackson. We talked about Cam Akers. Okay, I think Cam Akers is going to get fed the football a ton today. You got the offensive line that's back and healthy for the Rams. You got a poor rush defense for the Green Bay Packers. Now, look, the one thing that scares me about that prop is what happens if Green Bay gets up to a really big lead. This is what happens when it comes to prop bets. I think you have to play out narratives. And the narrative I'm playing out is Green Bay is kept within single digits, so 8 or 9 points or under for Green Bay, and that allows the Rams to run the football. They're down by 1 or 2 possessions, but if it goes to 14 or more, the Cam Akers prop is dead. So that's my only concern with the Cam Akers prop. The Rams need to run the football, and they need the lead or to be in the game, to commit to the running attack, to be able to keep running the football. And I also think there's a possibility for garbage time Cam Akers rushes if the hand really is banged up for Jared Goff and he can't go and it gets away from him. It's like 27-7 or something. You may see them just run the football anyway because, well, just run the clock and get out of there if they're getting embarrassed because they can't play for whatever reason. So Cam Akers over 70.5 yards rushing at minus 134. And then Lamar Jackson over. This is just an automatic play. I don't really know how else you bet this. The Ravens' best weapon is Lamar Jackson, and you have one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. And the Bills are going to try to commit to stop the run. I get that, but if they drop back to pass and you got no one open, what's the play? Lamar, go nuts, and that's just where 74.5. He pops one. He popped one last week. He could do 74. He could get a 40-yard run, a 30-yard run, 40-yard run. I mean, you can get him. That's like the type of prop that could hit in the first half if Lamar Jackson gets off and has a really big run on one of the 2 of the drives. So I just think that's a really a play I think you have to make here on this. As Mr. D points out, Lamar has busted a 30-plus yard run in 4 straight games. Yep. Is Cam 75 yards too high. I mean, it's getting there. I mean, this is what sucks when I bet overnight. So these are numbers I got last night, and we made this graphic last night. So, this is as of when I bet these, a quarter unit and all. So it's 1 unit full in play here. 75, yeah, but it's a worse number, okay? So that's what sucks. But I don't mind it. But up to 75, I think 75 would probably be the ceiling that I would go. I wouldn't go much higher than 75 for Cam Akers, but I think this is where the public gets involved. People make plays and recommendations, and you start to see kind of steam going on these numbers, and it doesn't take much to move a prop, right? Like one $500 bet on a prop moves the number significantly, and it doesn't. I thought that it took a lot of money to move a prop bet. I really did. And I've talked to a couple of bookmakers, and they're just like, no. If someone comes in and bets over 74.5 yards rushing for Lamar Jackson, they put $500 down on it. We're going to move it probably like 4 or 5 yards. Like they may go right to 80. Like it's just, that's the type of like movement that they have. It's quite remarkable. It's quite aggressive for the movement. So that's where we are. So Singletary over rush and receiving. Lamar Jackson, anytime touchdown. Cam Akers over rushing. And Lamar Jackson over 74.5 yards rushing for Lamar Jackson. A little heavy on the juice on those two, but we like them and we'll take them. Okay, let's get some of your questions here as we roll through here. Dan said, I have him projected more than 71.5 yards, but it feels too steep with me. I agree with Matt on Jackson over 74 yards rushing. Okay, good. So Dan likes one of my plays, as we made one of Dan's plays. Finding props in playoff games are very tough. During the fantasy season, I project every fantasy-related player prop, so they're easier. It's tougher here. No debate in that. There's no debate in that. BetMGM is 2.5. Oh, no, it is 3. So BetMGM has gone to 3 on the Ravens at minus 115, which kind of annoys me because I bet it last night. Not at BetMGM, but I bet it last night, and I paid the juice on it, so that's kind of annoying. But, all right, down to 115. It's still juiced over minus 110, just it's less juice than I paid last night. So they are at 3. So BetMGM is seeing quite a bit of Bills money come in, which would make sense, I guess, right? So BetMGM, they operate in upstate New York. They operate in New Jersey. Where else? I'm trying to think about East Coast biases coming in here on BetMGM for them to move the number. And remember, East Coast BetMGM and BetMGM Vegas, 2 different companies. But yes, 2 different companies. They're actually, it's why their lines are different. Different people doing their different lines, which is like, excuse me, but yeah, welcome to my life. Okay, let's see. Mark Ingram is a healthy scratch. Okay. You like the Beastie Boys t-shirt? That's good. I like the Beastie Boys t-shirt too. I'm seeing Rams +7. Oh, Rick, again, see, this is what I'm talking about. Rick, tell me what book that is, by the way. If you guys have +7 on the Rams, tell me what book are you seeing +7 at for the Rams? I'll be very curious. Again, I bought it to 7, but I'd be curious because in order for that number to move, there has to be so much. I was told that you would need a dump truck of money to get the Rams to 7. Like they would have to see such a crazy amount of Green Bay Packer money that they would just need to go to 7 to get some Ravens money, and then they'll go back to 6.5. Like they'll open it up at 7, get pounded on the Rams, and then go back to 6.5. So I'll be curious to see how long that 7 stays up, and I'll be curious to see which book is up to taking Rams money right now at +7. So that's the game the bookmakers are playing. They know they can go to 7 and get Rams money like that. They know it. So when they go to 7, it's just, okay, go to 7. The algorithm guys, all the different people who are involved with, scraping data and all the computers, the syndicates and whatnot, they go bang, 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 they hammer, right? Then they go back to 6.5. That's what I was told is going to happen here for that. Matt, am I able to use my Apple Podcast review on more than one draw for the helmet jerseys? Yes. One review on Apple Podcasts, and you are entered into everything. One review on Stitcher, and you are entered into everything. There's no need to go back and keep on reviewing. One review, okay? Apple Podcasts, leave a review, screenshot, go to bettingpros.com/juice, drop the picture on the little form, and you're in. For everything. You're in for every contest we will do from here on out and that includes the Amari Cooper autographed signed Cowboys jersey that is going to be given away at the end of this month. So if you haven't gave us a review, please go and do so. Right? Go when we're done here, go ahead and leave us a review. Make sure you're hitting subscribe to this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel started I think we started with like 150 likes, 150 subscribers, and we're over 2,000 now. So we've done a good job. What's funny, the YouTube, we're going to grow this channel more in 2021, do more things here during 2021. But I'm looking to see what happens going forward because the Discord chat already surpassed this. So that was surprising to me that we've had almost 3,000 people in the Discord, and we're only just over 2,000 here for the YouTube. So definitely hit subscribe. When we're going to videos and whatnot that we're going to do throughout not just football, March Madness, and everything else that's coming up here in 2021. Let's see. If Cup doesn't get going, let's see what the van. Okay, yeah, I would agree. You can look for other prop bets. If Cooper Cup can't go, there may be Jefferson props and other props that may be interested. I invented this channel. I'm here all day. Yeah, Dan. Dan's here all day. Sure you are. Okay, let's see. Cam Akers receiving and rushing over 87. Not bad. Not bad at all. Reed, Cam Akers, total reception is 87.5 on DraftKings. It's minus 150 now, but it was minus 120 last night. Okay. Bovada's at okay, yeah. I mean, your offshores are at +7. Okay, but that's look, offshore numbers. I'll never really. I just quoted it, but I normally don't quote them. We want to go legal. We want to go onshore. Okay, that's important. That's what we want to talk about. We want to, in your state, it benefits you to bet in your own state. Okay. Just going to tell you, if you have legal options, I'm always going to recommend a legal option. You've got protections. You've got people who can watch your back. You have a recourse if you don't get your wager graded, if there's problems, issues, customer service people in your own state. It's just, I will always recommend legal. I will always recommend in your home state, even if the juice is a little bit worse, even if the options aren't the best. It's a better way of betting. It's a safer way of betting. It's a more secure way of betting, and your money is going to stay in your own community when it comes to the tax dollars. So it benefits you to bet legal. It benefits you to bet in your own state. If you're in Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, soon to be Michigan, Mississippi, obviously Nevada, obviously, Oregon, New Hampshire, listing states off the top of my head as to who is legal and who is not. But that's just what I'm always going to recommend that, okay? And I never really quote the offshore market, even though the offshore market is incredible. I don't think the offshore market, I don't think they're enemies, they're evil, and I don't believe that. I think some of them are coming onshore and some of them are coming to America, and they're going to get licensed. They're going to try to, at least. So I don't think they're the evil. I think that they set the market. If you want to know when the numbers get posted, if you're like, Matt, why doesn't Liberty, they played yesterday, why isn't there a number? The offshores hadn't posted it yet. That's why. Books in Vegas, books in the United States, they don't put their numbers out first. They wait for the offshores to set it. Think about that. Okay? That's why there's all this homogenation going on. That's why there's all these, similar things everywhere. Nobody wants to be alone anymore. Nobody wants to have a number that's sticking out like a sore thumb. Back in the day, like in my grandfather's era, he got arrested for running a book, but whatever. In my grandfather's era, his number might be totally different than Jim across the street at his book, because his book was in a bar. So you could shop. You could go back and forth. My grandfather ran Sears Tavern in Lawrence, Massachusetts, right? He ran this bar. He had an awesome back room. Grandfather would go in the back room. Guys would come. Guys would go. Be like, what's going on? What? Hey, Grandpa, why are these guys coming in? Don't worry about it, Matthew. You're fine. And he would just you'd give me a cherry Coke and make me go play shuffleboard on the little, like, what the sawdust, those little round pucks. That's what I did. And he had a bowling game, too. Same thing. So I'd just be back there. And eventually I found out, Grandpa got arrested. Why? Running numbers. What's running numbers? Oh, those guys going in the back room. That's running numbers. Back in the day, we'd have different numbers. Now, no difference. Everyone across the board, they're all the same number. Everyone, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Nobody wants to be unique. So who sets the number? Who sets the bar? Who's the first one to fire the number, right? Offshores. And then what the books in America do is the offshore set the number, say it's like 7, and then all the money comes in on the under, right? So the offshores are getting hammered with under plays, and then the U.S. books open up at the new number. They let them take all the liability, and then they're like, oh, everybody likes the under. We're at 6. That's how it goes. That's when I talk about the adversarial relationship between us and the books, it's not like we're fighting with them, but we're not on the same side. Okay? Their job is to hang a number on everything. Our job is to find where they've made mistakes. We don't have to bet. You don't have to bet every game. You don't have to be involved in every play. That's our greatest advantage, is that we get to pick what we bet. We get to sift through all their stuff and say yes, no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes. That's an incredible advantage. They have to put the numbers up. They've got to put it up. And the professionals will tell them when they've made a mistake because the algorithm guys, ding, oh my, that line sucks. Hammer it. And then it moves, right? What happened with the Liberty line, right? Liberty, the public got involved like crazy because Liberty had been great against the number. They opened up as 4-point favorites, right? It closed at 9. Everyone was on Liberty, and we all lost. We all lost because that's what happens, okay? That the books closing line value, like where I bet it versus where the line closed, I had 4.5 points of closing line value. 4.5 points. I will take that every day. You give me 4.5 points of closing line value on a bet that I've made. I will win more than I lose. Guaranteed when that happens. Just a bad game. So we're back on Liberty today. We're on Liberty money line. We're on UNLV money line. I'm getting a little crazy here with college basketball. I'm getting kind of annoyed with college basketball. And the NBA, I may actually start this with the NBA too for the Daily Juice. 2-leg money line parlays. I know I hate parlaying, but have you seen what favorites are doing at home in the NBA? They're losing. They're not covering like 65% of the time right now, where the dog is covering in the NBA, and home favorites suck right now in the NBA. They're winning, but no one's covering. So 2-leg money line parlays in college basketball in the NBA, that might be my jam for a bit. And I don't like parlaying, but you can take the sweat, if you will, the last second free throw, the last second three, the crap that we've been getting beat by, the half a point here and the missed layup there, the stuff that just is annoying, you can pull that out of the equation. You can stop that from happening. So I'm leaning towards, we got 2 of them going today, Creighton money line and Baylor money line, 2-leg parlay. That's down. You can get that now, I think, at like minus 110, minus 115. I paid minus 125 last night. But UNLV and Liberty, moneyline parlay, that's minus 200. It's not, I don't recommend. I often say that's like the ceiling for me is minus 200. I didn't know it was going to be that. I was shocked. I thought Liberty would open up at 6. It opened up at 8. It's now down to 7.5, but it opened at 8. Against Stetson. Stetson sucks. Okay, there is no Liberty should not have lost that game yesterday. That was embarrassing. They missed so many shots, and Stetson is like a 60% free throw shooting team, and they hit 16 of 19 from the foul line. They won't recreate that again today, I don't believe. So I'm just going to forget about the spread. I mean, Liberty's going to win today, much like Tampa last night. We had that 2-leg money line, the Colorado Avalanche, 8-0. My goodness. By the way, the don't bet parlay last night was going into the final leg. We hit the first 2 legs, the first 2 overs we hit with Pittsburgh and Philly, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning over. So we hit overs on the first 2 legs. Always, always, always hedge. Okay? If you have a 3-leg or more parlay going into the last leg, always get your initial wager back. In the very least, get your initial wager back. Cash out feature is the same thing. Cash out. But if you have a 4-leg parlay going today for these football games, and you've gotten the first 3 legs in the Bills and the Ravens game, or in the Packers-Rams game right, and you got 1 play left going in the Ravens and the Bills, bet the other side. You should be getting 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 return on your parlays. It's not really worth it otherwise. Like, why are you parlaying if you're not going to get a decent return back? But if you have that last leg, always parlay. I mean, always hedge on that thing, man. Either cash out or hedge. Always. Okay? We're about cashing tickets, not sweating games. Okay? You want to cash. You want to make money. If you can triple your money, if it's a $50 bet and you got $250, $300 riding on it, go the other way. Bet $50 on the other side. Get your first bet back in case the whole thing blows up. Or if you know you're a guaranteed winner at $250, $300, if the parlay cashes, bet $100 or bet half on the other way. And so guarantee yourself at least $150, right? That's what the pros do. That's how it's about cashing tickets. It's not about winning, being right, running around and showing. And sure, you could say, well, Matt, if I got a $5 parlay and it could win me $10,000, I don't care. Take and hedge, okay? Always hedge. Always take the equation out of it. Take the stress out of it and cash and guarantee yourself money. Long term, that's how you win. Short term, I mean, how many times have you guys had a 5-leg, 4-leg parlay? I don't do that, but I know you do. Sitting there with one leg left and you're sweating and going, oh man, I got one leg left. Okay, let's go. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Let's see. If you tease Liberty to 3, minus 230, better than Liberty money line odds. Yeah, but what's the other leg though? If you're teasing Liberty to 3, what's the other leg? Then you could lose. Okay? Or maybe Liberty wins by 1 or 2 and you lose or you push, right? So I get it. That's why the books are giving you better odds, okay? Because they're allowing you to tease it down. You shouldn't. See, you have to hit both legs. Whenever you add a leg, it makes it more complicated and more difficult. Just remember that, okay? So that's why we're just doing money line, UNLV, Liberty money line. Right. UNLV money line, Liberty money line. And if you tease it down, 4 points. I hate college basketball teasers. I did one last night and we didn't win it. I hate them. Okay, I absolutely hate them. And it's negative. It's negative expected value. It's only 4 points. There aren't key numbers. There's no real long-term winning strategy to teasing in college basketball. I'm just telling you right now. College basketball teasers don't work. Moneyline parlays are much more successful. I don't like them. I don't recommend them, but they're much more successful. You're going to pay some pretty decent juice. $100 bet's going to bring back 50 on that UNLV Liberty bet, but I don't care. It gets us back the money we lost last night on Liberty on that teaser. I didn't even see. Did Nevada win last night? I teased Nevada down. I didn't even see if Nevada. I went to bed because the game tipped at 8:00, and I didn't wait to see if they covered or not. But a Jacksonville Jaguars lost me a 16-team money line parlay years ago. Right. I mean, that's where you should be handling. That's what you should be doing. I'm reading Chad. If you're going to parlay, then you have to hedge. If you aren't going to hedge, don't parlay. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Sure. I'm of that same philosophy. Yeah, if you have a 16-leg parlay and you're going to hit, whatever it might be, borrow money from somebody and go on the other side because you're guaranteed to win, right? Like if you have a $5 16-leg money line parlay that's going to hit you, $10,000, right? One of those like tweet-worthy podcasts where like the books are out there tweeting about it, going like, look what this guy did, right? That thing. If you've got a last leg going into it, now they got the parlay insurance. They'll give you up to $25 back. Pfft, okay, that's ridiculous. Go crazy. If you have $10,000 to win, take your bank account and bet it on the other side. And then you're going to win whatever. I mean, it's like I'm not actually recommending that, but you know what I mean. Find the money to come in on the other side and win $5,000. Like guarantee yourself a $5,000 payout because either your side hits and you win $10,000, or your side misses and you're on the other side heavy and you win $5,000. So like that's the philosophy that you can do. You should be doing when it comes if you're going to be involved in parlays. I don't believe parlays long term are a winning strategy. I don't recommend them. Often I have the last 2 days, but 2-leg teasers and 2-leg parlays I think are much more. They're not that bad. It's the 5-game, same game parlay. Here are 7 legs. Here's a $10 bet that's going to return $2,000. That stuff, I don't think that's a long-term winning strategy. I think you'll lose 25 of those before you win 1. And then you hit 1 and it's, oh my gosh, great. It's like the slot machine. It's like the video poker machine where they just keep you there, right? Just keep you engaged enough that they bleed you out. So that's why I don't recommend it. Nevada won by 16. Dang it. That's too bad. That would have been a nice hit for us. I'm teasing Nevada down. So Nevada continues to be a very good team against the number. So keep in mind when it comes to Nevada then with what they're doing. Browns future have better value right now at than a 2019 pre-Odell trade. Not taking it just a crazy stat. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Browns aren't going to win at all. They had to beat the Chiefs on the road. Not going to see it. Okay. Here again.
Input.
Let's see. Am I back? I think I'm back, right? That was weird. That just like randomly changed off. So are we back? I think we're back, right? Yes. Somebody tell me if you got my audio back, right? Okay. Sorry. I don't know. That was really weird. That just like automatically muted for some reason. That went to a default setting on on my computer that just kind of knocked up the microphone. Okay. So what I was saying, I forget what I was saying now, but whatever. So we'll just move on here. I apologize for that. So okay. So again, the plays are here for what we're doing. Rams +3, Rams +7, Ravens +3. Teasing it, kind of. We're gonna do the whole insurance on one side. We're taking we're going to Packers minus half a point and Ravens +8.5. If the Bills blow out the Ravens, we're screwed. But otherwise, if the Rams win the game and that Packers teaser dies, we got insurance because the Rams +7. The best thing for us, we're trying to kind of thread the needle again, would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 point win for the Green Bay Packers. Okay, that's what we want. Green Bay blows them out, and you guys are all right, and they cover the 6.5, and I'm wrong. Well, we've got that teaser leg at least to kind of protect it to get the money back, and then everything will ride on the Ravens game at +3 for the Ravens, hopefully to win the game and cover. And I've got a money line wager, but that's not official. That's my own personal sprinkle on the money line for the Ravens, but I like the Ravens at +3 here on the road at the Buffalo Bills. Okay. This whole thing, like golf is bad in cold weather, pre-thumb injury stuff, and he's got a bad thumb. I mean, that's to win the game, okay? I'm not saying the Packers are going to lose, but I don't think that – I think it's a far bigger deal that the defense for the Rams is out there, and that if they limit the Green Bay Packers to 20 to 24 points, they're in the game, okay? They're just in the game. Special teams, defensive turnovers, right? Interceptions of Rodgers, fumbles. I mean, there's ways to score points beyond just Jared Goff's thumb, okay? Expand your mind just a little bit on that and not get preoccupied onto whether or not Jared Goff's thumb. Do I think Jared Goff's going to take the football and go 95 yards with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to win the game? No, I don't. I'm not betting him to do so, though. I'm just betting them to keep the game within one score. That's it, okay? And I just think that defense has got the ability to do it. I really do. I think the defense has the ability to do it. So I'm just, watch out for that. Okay, just watch that. How that's going to go. Watch how many people are so interested and so focused on that thumb injury, saying there's no way it's going to be a blowout. Okay, I mean, we could be on here tomorrow morning, and it might be, I don't know, 28-3, and then you guys can say, told you, and I'll go, yep, I was wrong. Okay, I've been wrong before. and I could be wrong again. But that's funny. The NFL Network just did. They had a whiteboard too. So we're no longer using the whiteboard. We're now they want me to update to 2021 and have graphics for you guys here on the live stream. Okay, I've gone way over. Here we are, way over on. Normally it's 30 minutes, so we've gone 50 minutes. So Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get the invite to the Discord. I'll be in there. I'm going to go watch some college basketball. If I add everyone. I got 3 games I'm eyeballing that I might add, but I haven't. Michigan, it's 5.5 against Minnesota. I don't know. Alabama, 2.5 against Arkansas. Again, I'm not really there yet. And then Vegas over 1.5 goals in the first period against Anaheim tonight. I'm probably going to take that. That's the one I probably am going to take. But I think Michigan, I don't know. Okay, both Bama and Michigan are Bama, Michigan. I'm on Creighton, UNLV, Baylor. These are all teams I've eyeballed, I've bet, I've made money on this year. They're all playing today. They're all in action. So it's just sort of like there's a lot going on. We got to pick and choose. We're clearly betting football. We're betting prop bets. So we got a lot committed there. Got Max Holloway going this afternoon in the headline fight against Calvin Kattar. I'm at 165, so I got a lot going on today. So I don't know if I'm going to continue to add on college basketball, but if I do, in the Discord chat, I will post it and let you guys know. I'm Matt Perrault. Tomorrow morning, we're right back here. 2 more games. Another live stream. I will talk to you then. You can send me DMs and questions on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Best of luck to us. We'll full recap tomorrow morning on the Daily Juice podcast every morning.